Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be a really great episode. This is part 3 of this massive 8-part crazy comic unboxings. Like there's 3 boxes, so unboxes is I don't know how you say it, but in this case, it's 3 boxes of just massive amounts of comics and just really great stuff. If you haven't watched the other parts, you have missed out because there's some really great stuff there. I recommend you watch the previous part 1 and 2. Just amazing stuff that I showed. This video is gonna just gonna have some even more amazing books. Just like I'm so excited about these books because they're just some really great ones. I'm gonna start out with a claim sale that I got from Instagram. That was just the guy had some really great stuff. I was like, oh, and nobody was like, oh, I claimed that. So I was like, oh, I can throw in my low ball offers. I always try to do. Like I always try to get like a little bit, just a little bit cheaper. That's my way. If they're willing to sell it for that price, I'm always happy. So the first lowball offer that I had, and it wasn't actually, I realized afterwards it wasn't as lowball as it could have been. I probably should have gone lower. Was for a set of Spider-Man books. And it was actually a set, like a comic that I never had in my collection, which is so weird. I should have had this book in my collection. And it was a set for 2 comics, these 2 comics, for $50. This is from Kyle's Comics, is the guy on Instagram. I recommend you check him out. He seems to have great stuff. And the 2 books that I got for $50, and the first one is a 7.0, they say, 7.0 to 7.5, of Spectacular Spider-Man number 1. So I have Web of Spider-Man number 1. I have Spider-Man number 1. I have Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And I have pretty much all the series number 1s except this one. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I really need that in my collection. And this is, it's not an expensive book. It's just, it really isn't, which is kind of sad because it is the first issue of Spectacular Spider-Man. But, and it has the tarantula. Woohoo, tarantula. So I think that's kind of cool. I always thought he was kind of a cool character. What's bigger than a spider? A tarantula is a big spider. It's like, I always thought he was an interesting character. So, I always liked this book. So I always wanted it in my collection. Now I have it. So for $50, and I got this one, another book that's kind of interesting, Spider-Men number 2. And this is the first appearance of the evil Miles Morales. And just kind of a cool book too. So this book usually goes for about $15. The other book usually goes for about $40, $45. So ultimately, I paid I paid fair value for it, even though I thought I was getting such a great deal. But yeah, that's why a little bit of research always helps. But another cool book that this guy had, and I thought this was nice. This was $40. This is the Deadpool hip hop variant, number 65. And I just love the cover. I just think it's such a great cover. I like the good girl art element to it. I think the girl in the bunny suit looks amazing. So I just always wanted it. And it's a 9.4. It's a high grade. So yeah, just a really great book. Not sure who the artist is, but just a really great cover. I really like this cover. So this is, this is a pure cover buy. I'm not going to read this book or anything, but sometimes the cover is worth buying. So this is for $40. I thought it was a pretty good deal. So that's the first. I think I actually talked him down to 35 on that. Now the next one, I talked this guy down from. It was originally 125. It's in a 2. Okay, this is Betty and Me. Number 16. Now this is a famous cover, so I'll have to read it because it is famous, maybe infamous cover. I don't know how. It's like an innuendo cover. So Archie, did you have any trouble rescuing me? And you got Betty being rescued there, and he says, "Yeah, I sure did, Betty. I had to beat off they put beat off like in big letters. Three other guys. Just sounds really it's a little strange. But you got the three guys in, like, why did he say beat off? You know, like, I guess to beat away, but beat off usually means something very different. But you got the three guys in the background all beaten up. So I think that's kind of interesting. Just a really classic cover. This one is a really pricey book normally. I got it for $90. He originally wanted $125, which actually is a reasonable price for this book. This book, I've seen it go at auction to $300, even in low grade. It is just a crazy pricey book because it's very suggestive. So that was that one. Now we're going to get into my comic shop order. So I thought that was a pretty good set of books from that one guy. And that's Kyle's Comics on Instagram, if you want to check him out. I thought he was a very good guy, too. Just very nice working with him. Okay, so now we get into just another great cover. I thought this was interesting. This is Wonder Woman cover, but it's DC Vampires #2, and it's the D cover with Wonder Woman in sort of like a Wonder Woman swimsuit, and she's a vampire. You kind of look at her mouth. I thought this was just such a nice cover. I really liked it. The DC versus Vampires has some pretty great covers. I really quite enjoy their covers. Oh, and oh man, this is like I get into nostalgia. I'm like very nostalgic kind of guy. And this, I've been sort of trying to pick up like different movies that I loved in the like 80s and 90s that had comics that came out after the movies. And you know, these are books that not expensive. It's more, as I said, just a nostalgia buy. It's just to have it in my collection because I like the movie. And I love this movie. I really love this movie. I've seen it 10, 15 times easily. And it's maybe not the best movie in the world, but I love it. I just think it's the greatest movie. It is Big Trouble in Little China. I'm not sure. What do you think? Is Big Trouble in Little China a great movie? I loved it. I thought it was really, really great. Just like, he is just like just such a great action star guy. Just really well done. So yeah, is it Dennis Quaid? Yeah, but just really great movie. So I was happy to pick that up. It was $3. Like, so obviously people are not as nostalgic as I am. Oh, actually, you know what's really interesting? It's an Eric Powell cover too. Eric Powell is the guy that does Goon. So I thought that's kind of cool that he did the cover. Very cool cover. Okay, then more cover buys. This is like Sexy Good Girl art cover. This is Miss Meow #3. And I just thought the cover was great. It's just pure cover buy. Miss Meow #3. Actually, and again, I picked this up. It's like near mint. It's like cover price. It was actually slightly below cover price. Then we got, on Key Collector, you can look up Bondage covers. And this was one of the ones that they recommended as a great Bondage cover. I thought, yeah, it is a pretty great Bondage cover. This is King Conan #8. And this is not a Golden Age book, but it has the Golden Age flair to it. It has the girl in the red dress, in bondage, in peril. You know, she's about to get stabbed by the evil dude. And you got the hero coming in. It just has all the Golden Age elements to it. I really like this because it kind of pays homage to all the Golden Age tropes. So I really like this. King Conan #8. And I was picking up some like Ryan Holmes art covers. And this is Snarf #11. It's just another Rand Holmes, I should say. Rand Holmes cover. I like his artwork, and I think it's kind of cool. it has this kind of cartoonish style to it. I kind of think it's interesting. Nothing sexy or wonderful about it, but just thought it was a great cover. So Snarf number 11. Rand Holmes cover. And he's a Canadian artist. Again, this is kind of interesting. This is another Good Girl cover. This is Ghost. She was actually a pretty popular character in the 90s. They had multiple series in this. I forgot what series number this is. This is the second series, number 1. And I thought it was just some really great covers in this. So I decided to pick it up. So this is Ghost Comics number 1 from the second series. And some more Betty and Veronica. So this is Betty and Veronica number 321. Now you're probably wondering what's so special about this one. It does have a great Good Girl art cover, but that's not the key significance about this book. This is actually the second appearance of Cherry Blossom. So kind of a key, but also it's got a great Good Girl art cover. So a little bit of a double thing going on there. And that's, as I said, it's a Dan DeCarlo cover too, which is always great. So Dan DeCarlo made some really great covers, usually kind of Good Girl art covers. Okay, speaking of more of the Bondage ones that I found on Key Collector, I recommend you check out the Bondage tab. Really great stuff you can find on there. There was this one, Giant Size Dracula number 2. And just look at the girl in the background. Now, she's not in the red dress, sadly, but she does, do a pretty good job of working the bondage. So I just think it's a great cover. And you got Dracula fighting. I'm not sure who he's fighting. Some dude. Yeah, but I think it's just a great cover. Definitely interesting bondage cover. And as I was saying, I was picking up these Rand Holmes covers, and this is another one. He did a lot of drug paraphernalia covers, or comics, I should say. This is White Lunch Comics. So very drug-orientated comics. So these would have came out in the 70s. They're either, I think it's either Kitchen Sink or one of those, or Rip-Off Press. Let's see, what does it say? Doesn't say, but it's one of those two, where they would basically, a lot of like underground comics. This is the first printing of it too, but kind of interesting comic. As I said, I just like the guy's art, so I've been picking up some of his covers and titles. Okay. Oh, okay. This one's kind of an interesting one. This is Betty and Veronica. And this is 267. It's just a really great mermaid cover. And, there's actually, this one's by Dan Parent, who I met actually at the Comic-Con. But this one's just a really great cover. Because it is a mermaid cover, it's kind of sought after. It can be a pretty pricey book. This is Betty and Veronica number 267. Now there's a Jenny Frison variant of this that is really nice, and I can never seem to find it. So definitely a book I'd love to have in my collection, the Jenny Frison version. Okay, next book is kind of an interesting one. This is Tales of Suspense number 76. And I believe this is the first cover appearance of Peggy Carter, or I always get them mixed up. Peggy Carter and Sharon Carter, one of the Carters. This is her right down there. Okay, so one of the first cover appearance. Always get their names mixed up. Yeah, so this is number 76. I think it's Peggy Carter, but you can correct me in the comments below. So this is Tales of Suspense number 76. Okay, so kind of a cool book. Wow, how are we doing for time? Okay, I gotta pick up the pace because I have a ton more to go, and it's still, yeah, okay, well, I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit all these things, because I'd have to do 9 videos. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to pick up the pace though. This is just me trying to finish a series. This is Alien Worlds, the 3D comic. I have the complete run of Alien Worlds, but this is the 3D one. I always like 3D. I think it's so cool. 3D, ooh, 3D. Okay, so I don't know. And these Alien Worlds had some really great covers. Some Dave Stevens covers as well. Okay. Speaking of second appearances, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 5. I think this is a book that is totally under the radar, totally undervalued. This is the second appearance of Silk. And, you know, she's considered a fairly popular character. She has her own ongoing series, and it's on her second run or something now. But yeah, just second appearance of a pretty major character. So, you know, I think it's one that definitely you could spec on. Okay, so this is just, I just thought this was interesting. This is Jinx, number 1. It's just an Archie character. Actually, I've been trying to pick up her first appearance, which is an Archie like 62, I believe, something like that. And it's a pretty pricey book. It's a book that I keep on missing out on. Been trying to pick it up, but this is Jinx, just another one of these Archie characters, and this is her first series. So Jinx number 1. Okay, I'm gonna run out of space there. Then we get into more interesting comics. I forgot. Oh yes, this is an interesting one. So my viewers will, on Wednesdays, will ask me questions. I will do it sort of like a Q&A session. And one of the viewers asked me about this specific comic, where there was an error where it had like a red panel where you couldn't see what the panel was unless you got the red panel version, and the red panel version was recalled, and it was just like there wasn't that many of them. I would say like less than 1,000. So I looked it up to see if I could pick up a copy because, hey, kind of cool little story around it. And it's Kazar number 12. And this book is so cheap. It is an error thing, but not one that people seek, I guess, because I picked it up for like $4 to $6, something like that. Just not a very expensive book, but kind of a cool one. You know, I like those kind of interesting like error editions or recalled editions. I think it's kind of cool. So I figured, hey, why not? For $4 to $6, not too bad. I think it was like $4.60 actually. I'm trying to remember the price. Oh, and this one I was so lucky to get because this one that I'm about to show you, I tried to buy it at my comic shop when it came out, at my local comic shop. And it was sold out. It was like instantly sold out. And then instantly, within a day, it was like a $60 comic. I was like, what? You know, it's like, it's only been a day. You know, give it some time to like, you know, there should be lots of issues about it. I guess it just was a rare, you know, low print book. And it's a major Star Wars one. So this is Star Wars 26. I really like the cover. But this is the first appearance of like 8 different Star Wars characters. And that's why it's gone crazy in terms of price. So yeah, I just really like the cover though. I just like the way Luke and Leia kind of are on the cover. I just like the angle to it. I thought it was a great cover. So I wanted it for the cover, not for the first appearances. And it was just really interesting. I even like the way that they put that at an angle. I really like this cover. So yeah, so this was one that was at my comic shop for cover price. And I was like, yes, I picked it up. I was worried that it was going to sell out instantly. You know, I picked up the very last issue, last copy that they had. So definitely a great book to have picked up from my comic shop. So speaking of great books, this is another one. This is Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. And this is the first appearance of this like Captain Britain plus Spider character. Spider UK, it's called. So yeah, so it's like Spider UK's first cover appearance. So kind of cool. I'm running out of space. I'm gonna put that over there. And then we got, I mentioned Bondage covers. I mentioned that, I looked at Key Collector and I saw like a list of great Bondage covers. This was one of them. And it's a Wonder Woman one. I just thought it was really great. This is Justice League of America, number 62. It's a great Wonder Woman Bondage cover. So, thought that was cool. And I really like my Archie, Betty and Veronica series. The kind of bikini covers or sexy covers. This is Betty and Veronica number 55, and just a really great beach one. So these Archie comics with like the bikini covers generally command a bit of a premium. So if you see them, like, pick them up, because you can resell them fairly well. They can sell anywhere from, like, even these more recent issues. This is from like maybe like 90s. These sell for about usually $20 to $30. I picked it up for $10, but it is not one of those ones that you can it's one that you can resell pretty high, because there's a lot of collectors for these kind of sexy bikini covers. So Betty and Veronica number 55. Oh man, I still have a lot more books to go. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Okay, this is Betty and Veronica 221. This is a really interesting one. I forgot whose first appearance it is. It's just a first appearance of some Archie character. I forget which one. I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember. Maybe I'll put it in the comments below, or in my description. Usually, whenever I don't remember the character or key significance of a book, I'll put it in the description. So always check my description, and I generally put it in there. So this is Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica, number 212. Okay, and now we get into more cover buys. This is Lady Hell, and they didn't have this at my local shop, so I just picked it up. This is a recent book. I just thought that it was a nice cosplay cover. So I just thought it was cool. It was just a cover buy and cover price book. Nothing special. Okay, this is another first cover appearance book. And this is Daredevil 310. And this is the first cover appearance of Calliope, Calliope, I think. Or what's her name? Like Calypso or you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's this girl's first cover appearance. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of a cool book. I'm trying to show it. Well, I thought it was a great cover too. Very affordable book. Her first appearance actually became sort of a hot book, because I guess she's going to be in one of the next Spider-Verse or Spider-Man movies. So yeah, first appearance of Calliope or Calliope. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Oh, sorry. Okay, and I was saying that I picked up a few of the Ghost series. This is a 90s series, and I just like this cover. This is a pure cover buy. So this is Ghost number 19. Just thought it was a great cover. Yeah, I liked it. So that's it. Nothing special. Just thought it was a great cover. Some more cover appearances, and this is now in the Uncle Scrooge realm. And this is Uncle Scrooge number, I forgot what number this is, but it's the it's the Gold Key one, but it's this character right here, Magica Dispel, and it's her first cover appearance. So kind of a cool book. And again, you can see how much I paid, $15. I actually talked them down, so I think I got it for $15 shipped. So even cheaper. But definitely a cool book. She's kind of like one of the main villains for Uncle Scrooge. Okay, I'm gonna try to show a few more books because I'm running it. I gotta Okay, I'll show a few more books, and I gotta probably stop it. I'm gonna show just some more cover buys. This is a great cover. So this is just a really great Red Sonja cover, Virgin variant. I just liked it. It's Robson is the name of the artist. And then we got Grim Wit #1. I picked up Grim Wit #2, which is the first appearance of Den. But this is just a Richard Corbin cover. And he did the interior art as well. But Grim Wit has amazing art. Just like, I really like Richard Corbin. If you like this kind of cartoony, big busty women style, like, then you'd like Grim Wit. So definitely a cool book to pick up. So that's from Ripoff Press. There's actually 2 versions of this. One will say Ripoff Press in the R, and that's the first print. If it says Kitchen Sink in there, it is the second print. So something to look for if you're trying to pick up the first print of this book. And this is the first print. First prints go obviously for a lot more money. Now we got some more Betty and Veronica stuff. I was picking up a bunch of Betty and Veronica stuff. So this is a very Betty and Veronica episode. This is just a really classic cover. This is Betty and Veronica #40. Really, Betty, I can help. Can I help it if Archie prefers me? I certainly don't chase him. And then Betty responds, does a mouse trap chase a mouse? Okay, I thought that was just a great cover, a bit of an innuendo cover, and good girl art cover. So this is a highly sought after book. It's in low grade, but definitely a book that is hard to find. Okay, and last one. This one, it would be high grade if it wasn't for there's a stain on it. This is #41, so the very next issue. And it's just another one of those good girl art covers. But it has this big stain on it, which is kind of sad. Betty, do you think short skirts make girls look taller? No, but they make the boys look longer. I thought just a really great cover, just fun humor. So yeah, Betty and Veronica #41. Actually, my friend Collecto6 was the one that recommended that book. So I was like, oh, that's a really great cover. I'll pick it up. So, okay, I'm going to try to show a few more books. And yeah, I'll just show a couple more books and then I'll have to wrap up this video. I'll figure out how to get the rest of the books in the, I don't know how I'm going to film it all. Okay, then this one is just a really great Bondage cover. I even forgot the series for it. I just thought, when I saw it, I just thought, hey, this is a pretty great cover. a little bit risque. It's almost like, I think it's like Betty Page cover. Just kind of this weird little alien dude. This girl's got like a helmet on her head, like a space astronaut helmet. And Betty Page is there, all in bondage. I think it's a Betty Page. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of a weird one, though. And then we got another Virgin variant one. This is Vampirella Dark Powers. And this is one of the homage ones to Spider-Man #1. Amazing Spider-Man #1. I just thought it was quite cool. So you got, you know, all these kind of Golden Age characters like Fighting Yank and Black Terror. So just kind of a cool book. Yeah, I like these homage covers too. So that is it for this video. I actually still have a lot more to do. There's another stack that I was planning to do this for this video, but I always babble too much. I always like to tell you a little bit about the books. So sorry for that. I'll try to show more in the next video. We'll see. We'll see. It might be that I end up doing like 9 videos based on, I realize that a lot of these stacks are quite big. So many books. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. What did you think? Especially lots of Archie theme in this one. What do you think of the Archie books? Do you collect Archie? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.